First off, let's dry roast the spices. For that, heat up a wok like this, and here goes a teaspoon of black peppercorns, 8 green cardamom pods, a tablespoon of coriander seeds and a teaspoon of cumin seeds. Here goes 8 badgi red chilies, and dry roast the ingredients for a while. Don't add too many chilies because this dish is best when it is mild in flavor. When the fragrance of the aromatic spices engulfs your kitchen, off goes the flame, and while still warm, transfer them into a blender jar like this. Without using any water whatsoever, grind into a powder. Powder need not be very fine at this stage. Heat up the same wok again, need not wash it, and melt approximately 40 ml of ghee in it. When the ghee melts, goes an inch of ginger finely chopped and saute for a while. Now goes one whole bulb of garlic chopped. Here goes 4 green chilies. Again, don't add too many of them. Now it's time to introduce the flavoring ingredients of this dish. There's nothing but 2 tablespoons of broken cashew nuts. Now goes 2 tablespoons of blanched almonds after peeling their skin off. Now the main ingredient that gives supreme flavor to this dish is nothing but 2 tablespoons of chironji or chiroli or almond seeds. Now goes 2 roughly chopped onions, and to speed up the cooking of onions goes a teaspoon of salt and continue sauteing. Now when the onions have started getting brown, here goes a teaspoon of turmeric powder and give it a mix. This is a rich dish with variety of rich flavoring ingredients. One such ingredient is one whole copra or dried coconut cut into smaller pieces. You can also use grated copra instead. This is a dish that gives you a balanced, wholesome flavor, and you may not be able to identify the flavors of individual ingredients. For the tartness, goes in 2 roughly chopped tomatoes and let them soften a bit. Finally goes in a tablespoon of poppy seeds. People in the Gulf can of course skip them. Off goes the flame now and cool it down completely, and once cooled down, transfer it into the same blender jar with the masala powder. We need a smooth paste here, so by using water as required for blending, blend into a smooth paste like this. Now heat up a big pot like this, and when the pot heats up, melt approximately 60 ml of ghee or clarified butter. When the ghee melts, goes 100 grams of dried green peas that was soaking overnight after draining the water out. Here goes a teaspoon of salt and stir on medium flame for around 5 minutes. After 5 minutes of stirring, here goes 2 carrots cut into medium sized cubes and continue stirring. After stirring the carrots for 2 minutes, here goes 2 potatoes that are cut into medium sized cubes and stir further. The purpose of adding in each variety of vegetables one after the other is to ensure that there is uniform cooking of the vegetables once done. After stirring the potatoes for a couple of minutes, here goes 10 French beans that are cut into medium sized pieces. Here we are using two varieties of French beans, 5 each. After stirring the beans for a couple of minutes, here goes half of the cauliflower that are cut into medium sized florets, and here goes a teaspoon of salt more, and continue stirring. The purpose of adding in cauliflower in the end is because it doesn't take too much time to cook, and cauliflower doesn't look good when it is overcooked. Now it's time to add in the masala that we ground earlier. Add rinsed water from the same jar masala was previously ground in and give it a mix. Since the gravy is still on a thicker side, here goes some more of the water. The salt we had added until now might not be adequate, so here I am adding in half teaspoon of salt more and give it a mix. Now on medium flame, cook covered until all the vegetables are well cooked. Now take the lid out and take a bite of a green pea, a cauliflower floret and a piece of green pea, potato and carrot, and check whether all the vegetables are well cooked or not. Once all the vegetables are well cooked, take a little bit of the gravy and pour it into a bowl with fresh cream. Here we are using an entire pack of fresh cream. Now mix the gravy in fresh cream thoroughly. This is to prevent curdling of the fresh cream when it meets the hot gravy. Now once you pour the cream into the gravy, there is no curdling. Give it a mix immediately. Don't add in chopped cilantro for this preparation because it's best when the gravy is smooth, nothing else man. When it simmers like this, of course the flame. Soak dosa rice for at least couple of hours. Soaking makes grinding easier, and into a blender jar like this goes soaked dosa rice after draining its water out. Shredded coconut and puffed paddy goes in now. Using water as required for blending, turn on the blender and blend into a smooth batter like this. The ground batter goes into a pot or a bowl like this for fermentation. Since we are making dosa in large quantity, here we had to grind the batter in 2 batches. Depending upon the amount of batter, here goes in salt as per taste. Add rinsed water from the same jar batter was ground in depending upon the consistency, and mix well. Just check out the consistency of the batter before fermentation. To make dosa for breakfast the next morning, you got to ferment this batter overnight. After overnight fermentation, the batter has risen in volume, and check out the consistency of the batter. It has turned thicker, and mind you, this is without using urad dal. Now to make dosa, heat up a dosa pan or tawa like this. When the pan heats up, grease the pan with some oil. Now pour in the ladle full of the batter and spread it gently with the back of the ladle like this. Now cover the pan with the lid and cook covered on medium flame for around 3 minutes. After 3 minutes, take out the lid. Now pour in some oil on top of the dosa like this. Flip the dosa over and cook for another 2 minutes uncovered. Now let me flip and show you how the dosa looks. The dosa is nice and porous. That's because of right fermentation. You can take it out and repeat the process in making remaining dosas.